time to be with me, Jimmy G, in that place to be with the good, the bad, the awesome, where we talk about all things Star Wars, Transformers, and pop culture, sprinkled in with a little bit of everything else, mainly a lot of first reaction unboxing videos. If this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. If you've been here before, thank you for showing up. And so we are on our way to 1,000 viewers by the end of the year. And right now we're sitting close to that 400. At this time of recording, we may have hit it. I don't know. But if we hit that 400, you'll have a special 400 subscriber giveaway video that'll be coming out on that one. So I'm kind of putting it together, thinking possibly it might be anime. I don't know. We'll see what happens. And then July's giveaway is still live with a Dark Knight and all that good stuff, so make sure you take a look at those there. Today we're going to be going to the land of Star Wars in a galaxy far, far away, looking at a couple of vintage figures. Now, not vintage as in they were made a long time ago, vintage as in the vintage line. And so I picked up one from Amazon Prime Day and the other one from GameStop. We have the Ahsoka Tano Clone Wars figure, and then we also have Ahsoka's Clone Trooper figure that we're going to take a look at. So we're going to pose them, we're going to compare them to other things and see what's going on. So come and be with me as we get into the unboxing. All right, here they are, these two beautiful people, Ahsoka Tano, good old Anakin Skywalker's Padawan, and then her clone trooper, the 332nd Ahsoka's clone trooper, who has that same kind of pattern of Ahsoka Tano with her cowl that she has, or I don't know what that's called, her doohickeys. Yeah, both of these were just recently released. I picked this one up on Amazon. It was part of their Amazon Prime Day. I got it for $10. This one I got at GameStop. He was $14. So overall, together, 24 bucks is what I spent on these two characters. Not bad, especially for vintage characters on here. But they're not meant to stay in the package, especially this one. This package is kind of janky, but there's the front of that package there. You got her two lightsabers, you have her two hilts right there. Beautiful artwork here, and then on the back shows you some of the ones that are in this series. You got Anakin, Yoda, Fennec Shand, Death Watch Mandalorian, Clone Trooper, Mace Windu, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then beautiful artwork again here from the Star Wars Clone Wars. You got two different types of guns, and then on the back it shows what's in this series. You have the Ahsoka Tano from Corvus, the Mandalorian Death Watch Airborne Trooper, Fennec Shand, the Ahsoka's Clone Trooper, ARC Trooper Jesse, and then Din Djarin and the Mandalorian Super Commando Captain. So let's get these guys out of their package and let's play with them a little bit. So I try to slice them really good. I don't know of a good way to open these to kind of keep the card handy, but you know, I try to keep the card so that way if people want that card, they can have it and they can try to put it all back together, just in case I try to decide to get rid of them. And so we'll get you out, Clone Trooper, Ahsoka's Clone Trooper, and y'all guns. This was before they were bad shots, I guess. Before they became stormtroopers and horrible shots. And then let's get Ahsoka out. Again, if you know of a better way to open these, I'm sure there's a YouTube video that shows how to, without slicing my hand. I'm actually slicing through the plastic here, so maybe that might be the way to do it. There you go. Plastic looks good. As y'all know, the talented Ashley Eckstein voiced Ahsoka Tano for the Clone Wars cartoon. Gotta get that lightsaber out there. But yeah, she did an amazing job. I got her autograph on one of the Ahsoka Tano lightsabers. I actually got these lightsabers from Galaxy's Edge at Disney, which is cool because they do turn both blue and green, which would have been cool if this toy had a green and blue lightsaber. That would have been awesome. Come on, get out. There we are. Boom. So, what you get with your money Starting with Ahsoka, let's take a look at some of the posing options you have. And so first of all, look at the head sculpt detail. I really like that. I think it looks really good. A lot better than the retro Kenner versions that are out right now. But you can spin it, but her little doohickeys get in the way. Again, I should learn the technical name of those. But you can kind of spin her head. Her arm, you can bring out like that. You can do a 360. You also have elbow bend right there. And you have the wrist bend. And then, but yeah, the wrist doesn't move on that. Same thing over here. Elbow turns. I mean, the arm turns here. And the elbow, you do have a good 360 movement. The waist, you do have 360 on that. No ab crunch. I mean, a little bit from like the give of the plastic. Now, leg-wise, you can go up, you can go back, but you can't go out. Now, the knee, you can pop that back, but you can't pop that forward. And then the ankle has very slight kind of movement there. I love you have the little pegs there. That I'm going to show you a little pro tip, what you can use to pose them with. But yeah. And then you get, of course, her two different hilts that that she had in the Clone Wars, and then her two lightsabers with the lightsabering. And then let's look at the Clone Trooper. Again, and that detail on the sculpt looks really good. Oh, I forgot to show you kind of all of Ahsoka. So yeah, there's the front of her, the side, the back, and the side. She feels good, and this right here, her skirt is cloth, which is really cool. And I don't know, maybe I think the lightsabers actually can fit. There's little holes on the belt here. I think you can just jab those in there. Maybe not. Yeah. So yeah, you can put those lightsabers there if you want to. So that way she has those and can kind of use her force powers if she wants to. But yeah, okay, let's go back to the Clone Trooper here. Very cool helmet sculpt. I love it. Looks really good. The paint job looks pretty decent too as well. It's just like on Ahsoka, the paint job on these vintage figures look great. I wish, again, some of the McFarlane smaller figures would have the articulation that these have, but they don't. You got a little bit of an ab crunch on this guy. That's awesome. And then head does spin on a little bit of a ball joint. Arm can come out that far because the shoulder right there, but you can go 360. Got the, I think you got an elbow bend, kind of. Yeah, there's a little bit of a bend. There you go. And the wrist does turn. So does that part as well. Waist swivel, very cool. Let's move your arms up so we can take a look at the legs. You do have kind of a Jean-Claude Van Damme that you can do, and it does kick out and kick. No kicking back. What's wrong with you people? It kicks back like that. And then there you go with the knee. Right there. And you got foot swivel. That's cool. Do we have foot swivel on Ahsoka? Let me bring her back here. I haven't played with her enough. Yep. Foot swivel. There we go. That's very cool. So overall, really, I love the plastic on these guys. They feel really good. So let me show you in comparison. Let's bring, let's see if I can get them standing good enough to kind of compare them with some figures. There we go. Yeah. I got them standing pretty good. Let's move that out of the way. And so let's first compare him with a vintage Scout Trooper. There we are. Looks halfway decent. And then this is the 3.75 inch retro Kenner line. There's Reva there. I don't have an Ahsoka retro, which I should probably get one. That'd be kind of cool. Let's do a 5-inch McFarlane Tanjiro. Then the 6-inch Black Series Mando. And the 7-inch McFarlane Zenitsu. And last but not least, a Micro Galaxy AT-ST Walker. It's kind of like, oh, it's a baby walker. We gotta grow it up, make it all nice. But yeah, Star Wars. My love for Star Wars. I love Star Wars figures. I remember as a kid burying them in the sand. Now the Star Wars figures I had as a kid were more like the retro ones. No posability at all, and the detail just not quite there. But hey, they got buried in the sand. I had the Chewbacca kind of bandolier that carried all my Star Wars figures. But yeah, very nice. So let's get them in some poses, and then let's talk through some of my final thoughts on these figures. And we are back. So let's bring these two back in. Ahsoka's Clone Trooper. Again, really love that sculpt. And I love the fact you get two weapons with him. Now, he is easier to stand up because his feet are a lot wider. Very easier to pose in different poses and things like that. And then here's Ahsoka. Got her with her cool lightsabers in a cool kind of lightsaber pose. Again, I love the detail. The problem I have with her is her little tiny feet. And so what I did was I got one of these things right here, that the Clone Trooper. These were off of little figures that we got from Party City. And so they fit really perfectly in this pegs right here that help you pose. There's also flight stands you can get things too. And then there's these from Walmart. They're the pop figure stands. If you're going to use these, you're going to have to file down the nubs a little bit because those nubs are very, very big. So you'll have to file those down a little bit. But I mean, they could work. And these are only $5 at Walmart is where I found them. But you can use them for other figures too as well if you want to use them for your McFarlane figures and things like that. But these little, like we got off of these little birthday figures. Yeah, I think the birthday figures are like $2. And so I was able to pull one off and use that, and it helped keep her steady, stabilized more, as you can see in some of that footage. But yeah, Ahsoka Tano, she's one of my favorites, and I'm so looking forward to the Ahsoka Tano show with Rosario Dawson. But this is with Ashley Eckstein. This is that Clone Wars version. Yeah, love these figures. Good, bad, awesome. I think from a detail articulation standpoint, they got some really good articulation. Just the balancing for the feet, that's the tough part. But with nothing that a flight stand can't fix. Oh, and then the belt here where you can peg her lightsabers in, those can get kind of loose and they're a little tough to get in there. But I learned a little trick about how to tighten up joints and tighten up different things, so that's really cool. But yeah, love these figures, love my Star Wars, they're awesome. And so let's come back together some other time, talk about something else awesome. But in the meantime, y'all, may the Force be with you, and y'all stay young, have fun, and be awesome. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.